This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So good morning, and today we'll be discussing about questions and verbs. Basically, the verbs part, which is really important. And questions is as in English, you have words which are in interrogative in nature, where when you put these words to a sentence, the sentence transforms into a interrogative word. So similar to that, the words in French, you also have words in French which are interrogative in nature, where if you put them to a sentence, they change to an interrogative sentence. The first one is who. Suppose, who is this person? Who is your dad? Who is the professor? Who is the student? So for every where you use who, it is key. K I. The pronunciation is K I key, and when you write it, it is Q U I. It's key. What is qua? What actually has a lot of names. The last one here, quel, is also what or which. So what has a lot of forms. We will discuss that in detail when we discuss adjective demonstrators. So right now, just remember qua is what. Qui is who. Pourquoi. Here it's pour plus quoi. That is, pour is for, and for what. Qua is what. So when you say for what, that means it's why. You're asking for a reason. You want money. For what do you want money? So why do you want money? Something like this. So pourquoi is why. The pronunciation is pourquoi. Quoi, pourquoi. When is quand? When is quand? Where is où? Where is où? Comment is how? Comment is how? You see my screen? Because I don't
Yes,
see it.
Rahul. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Quand is when. Where is où? Where is où? Like a you. Où. Quand is when. Where is où? Où. Comment is how. Combien is how many or how much. Comment is how. Combien is how much. And the last one, which and what, is quel. And the last one, you have L and E in brackets, that is for masculine and feminine. Right now, just remember quel, that is what or which. When we discuss the adjectives, the concept will be more clear in terms of what. Okay, so let's
Okay.
move forward. Yeah. So, uh, the most important verb, one of the most important verb in French is the verb être. There's one verb être and there's one verb called avoir. So the être verb is the verb to be. Just a second, hold on. Yeah, sorry. So the verb, that there are two most important verbs in French. One is the verb être, and the other is the verb avoir. The verb être is to be. The verb avoir is to have. So why these two verbs are really important, because like going forward, when you will be learning about other tenses like past tense, I have been, I have done, I will be doing. So there in the middle you're using I will be doing, I will be walking, I will be talking, I will be eating, I will be sleeping. So here, if you closely observe, the first word is the person. The second verb is either will or have. That is the present form, future form, past form of the verb être or avoir. That is to be or to have. And then you have walking, sleeping, talking, digging, crying, all of these verbs, which are actually the verbs that are in present tense and future tense. So similar way in French, you would be using these verbs to construct past tense, past continuous, future tense, future continuous, and all. So these verbs are really important. That's why they are called the two most important verbs in French. And that is the verb être and the avoir. Être means to be, and the avoir means to have. Okay, so we'll look at these verbs today. The first one is the first person, that is I. This is called the first person singular. I didn't write it here, it's always the first person singular. That is I. I is translated as je. Je is I. Je. And the second one is you. This is second person singular, you. The third person singular is he, masculine. And the third person singular, feminine is L, that is she. First person I is je. Second person you is tu. Third person you have masculine and you have feminine. For masculine it is il. For feminine it is L. Okay. Are you getting it? Yeah, I hope.
Yes, Rahul. Yeah.
So the next one are the next four are the plural form. When you have first person singular, you also have first person plural. That is nous. When we say we, it is we are talking about two or more people, and in that you also have yourself included. So it's first person plural. That is we. We is translated as nous here. Okay. The second one is again vous. It's the second person plural. And for your kind information, there is no first person, there's no second person singular, and there's no second person plural. Both of them are always same in English. It is you and you. That's it. But in French, and I guess you have that in your mother tongue also, the second person you have formal and informal. For example, in Hindi you have tum and aap. That is, tum is more of informal. Aap is a very formal way of saying you. I hope you have that in your language as well, the mother tongue.
Yes. 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 Present.
Uh, yeah, it's I think in Tamil it is uh, like for brother you say Tambi and Anna. So you have two different words for the same person, that is you. And in a lot of other languages you have it. Even in French you have it, but English you don't have it. English it's for even for a father you say you, and even for a child you say you. but in our language we say tum and aap, which one is more respectful, other is little let in respect and very informal conversation. So Q is like a very informal. Woo is a formal one. Okay. And for third person singular, so third person plural, you have only they in English. They, they. But in French, you have ils and else. Ils are the group of males, that is third person plural male, and else is third person plural female. So when I'm talking about group of girls, it is always else, ELLES. When I'm talking about group of boys, it is ILS. But when I'm talking about group of children or students, I don't know if it's male or female. I'll always use ILS, ILS. Okay. So when you're sure that it is a group bunch of females, then you use L. But if you're not sure if the bunch of persons are male and female or combined, then you would always use masculine form, ILS.
Okay. Yeah. No, doubts like what is that written? Grant E.
Yes, I'm
Grant
coming
as
to that.
the. Oh,
Coming to
okay.
that.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Sorry.
that's the person part. We have done with the
Hmm.
person. Now you know what is I, what is you, what is he, what is she, what is we, what is you, what is they. Okay. So now coming to the verb, if you closely observe, in a verb you have I am tall. So you have the person, and then you have the verb, and then you have an object or an adjective or whatever it is. So I am tall. Sorry, here we are talking about to be. That is the verb at. So you would always say I am. It could be tall. It could be I am mother. I am father. I am brother. I am Indian. I am tall. I am short. I am thick. I am thin. I am white. I am black. There are lots of ways of saying it, but you always use I and am. I is a person. Am is the verb. The verb is to be, but it is conjugated as am. But when you come to the second person, we would say you are. So in that, you is the person, and here am becomes are. You are tall. Are we changing the verb here? No. It's just that the conjugation of the verb is changing. And why it is changing? Because the person is changing. So the verb depends on the person. And the person, the verb here is to be, that changes every time according to the person. So the same in French, when you're talking about I am, it is je suis. When you say you are, it is tu es. When you say he is, he is, sorry, he is a masculine. Is nothing but the same to be form of to be. The verb is to be, and this is the conjugation of the verb. Why is this coming? Because it's he here. If it is she, it will always be it's always she is, because both are third person singular. And when I say I, automatically this I is tall is wrong. You would say I am tall. The verb here is changing. The verb is not changing, the conjugation of the verb is changing. That depends on the person. I hope it is making sense.
Yes, yes. Understood. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So ill is est. So it says ill a ground. L a ground. Now don't come to the ground part. We are just discussing the middle one. So now this is I am. This is you are. He is. She is. And now it is we are. We are Indians. Or we are short. We are tall. So we are is nu zom. The spelling is nu, N-O-U, and SS is sounding as z. It's nu, zom. Vous êtes, vous êtes. Ils sont and elles sont. Ils sont and elles sont. The S is not pronounced. But when you write it, if it's a plural form, you have to write ils and else. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this means I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, you are, and they are in French. Now here this is an adjective which means tall. Grand means tall here. Grand is not big, it's tall here in French. So it's I am tall, you are tall, he is tall, she is tall. But remember here when you're talking about adjectives in English, the tall does not change according to the person and gender. I'll repeat it again if you missed it. The tall adjective does not change with the person and gender in English. That means the spelling of tall, T-A-L-L, remains same even if it is I am tall, you are tall, he is tall, she is tall, we are tall, you are tall, they are tall. T-A-L-L, tall remains same. But in French, the adjectives also agree with the number and the gender. I'll repeat it again. The adjectives agree with the number and gender. Number is, these are all singular, that's why it is grown. These are all plural, that's why it is grown with an S. That means they are in plural form, that's why grown has become growns with an S because all of them are plural. Okay, and now when I said it has to agree with the number and gender, we have talked about number. Gender is L is a she. So when L is a she, feminine, the adjective also you add an extra E. The same for plural, you add an extra E and S because the tall has to agree with the person. This tall has to agree with L. She is a feminine and a plural. So that is why we have E and S here extra. Clear?
Clear, Rahul. It's fine.
Yeah. So this is the ether form of the verb. So I am grand. I'll repeat that in French again. It's je suis grand, je suis grand, tu es grand, il est grand, elle est grande, nous sommes grands, vous êtes grand, ils sont grands, and elles sont grandes. Okay? So it is I am tall, you are tall, he's tall, she's tall, we are tall, you are tall, they are tall, and they are tall. And next to that, you also have a clearly written which person is it. If it's a first person singular, it is I. So when I moving forward, when I would say this is a third person plural, so I will not refer to L. I would just say third person singular masculine or third person singular or plural feminine. This will be third person plural feminine. This will be third person singular feminine. So you will have to remember what is what and then the conjugation of this verb. Okay. So
Okay.
before that, in any sentence, suppose this is the verb être. Être means to be. And remember, we are only doing the present tense right now. So in any sentence, a present tense, you have an affirmative, you have a negative, and you have an interrogative. For example, just the one which we took now as example. When I say I am tall, it's an affirmative sentence. But when I say I am not tall, that's a negative sentence. And when I say, am I tall? That's an interrogative sentence. So just now, till now, we did was an affirmative sentence only. Now we'll look at the interrogative sentence and then we'll look at the negative sentence. Okay. So before that, let's do the negative sentence. That is, it's here. Yeah. The negative form of the sentence. When I say I am tall, the negative part of this will be, can you quickly say? What will be a negative sentence for I am tall?
I'm not tall.
I am not tall. Perfect. I am not tall. So here what you're doing is you're adding the word not after the verb. When I say I, for example, let us take the example. It's I am not. I am not. Uh, not Indian. Or I. We are not Americans. Or they are not Tamilians. So here, if you closely observe, what we have done is we had made the sentence into a negative form, and every time we added a not, that we had for I, we, he, she, they, we have used the word not here, and that is coming after the verb. If you check, when I say I am, it is am is the verb, not is coming after that. When I'm saying they are is the verb, not is coming after that. When I'm saying we are, not the are is the verb, not is coming after the verb. So we can quickly derive that in French, the word which is negative is coming after the verb. Yes or no?
Uh, in English, it's after the verb, but
Yes.
in here it is before the verb, right? I mean,
Yeah.
before we.
Depends on the language. You mean you're talking about Hindi or your local language?
Uh, I'm confused.
Okay, so let's stay to English only right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the now in French, what is happening is when we are talking about the words in French, we use ne and pas to denote a negative sentence. Ne is placed before the verb, pas is placed after the verb. Okay, so the ne is placed before the verb and pas is placed after the verb.
Uh, Let me just, I mean, repeat what I understood. You are
Yeah,
saying that for a negative sentence,
yeah,
in English it is really not, but in
yes.
French it is ne and
Ne
pas.
and
Both
pas.
has to be used. Pa. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
both
Both
of
has
them
to be used.
combined
Okay.
together are negative.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay, okay.
Okay, but in English, the not is coming after the verb. But here, since there are two words, one is coming
Mm-hmm.
before the verb, one is coming after the verb. So it's je ne suis pas. Je suis is I am. When I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
I am not, it is je ne suis pas. So you have to locate the verb and place
Okay.
ne, that is any, and pa, that is pas. Pa is
Mm-hmm.
placed after the verb, ne is placed before the verb. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the same for second one. It is tu n'es pas, but here there is a collision of vowel. So for all the negative sentences, if the verb here is starting with a vowel, you remove this E and put E, and then you put an apostrophe, because the verb
Oh,
here is starting with a vowel A, E, I, O, U and a H.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So N
Yeah.
apostrophe is because it is starting with a vowel. Here there is no
Okay.
N, there is no vowel. That's why
Mm-hmm.
the NE is full, like you are
Mm-hmm.
not truncating it.
Yep.
And whenever you put this N apostrophe, the words are combined together. It's just for your understanding, I showed it like this. So the pronunciation is also together. So when I say je, na, sui, pa, there is a small pause between na and sui here. It is je, na, sui, pa. But when I'm saying tu, I would say tu, nes, pa. Now I'm pronouncing only two words. Here it is je, na, sui, pa. I'm taking a small pause and taking considering this word as a one word and then this word as another word. So it is je, na, sui, pa. But here it is tu, nes, pa. Il, nes, pa. El, nes, pa. Here again it is nu, na, zom, pa. Wu, na, zet, pa. Wu, na, zet, pa. Il, na, som, pa. El, na, som, pa. That is, I am not tall. He is not. You are not tall. He is not tall. She is not tall. We are not tall. And they are not tall. Okay. Now it can take any form. You just have to replace the word, the adjective tall with any other adjective. That is good, bad. I am not good. I am not bad. I am not tall. I am not short. I am not dark. I am not white. Stuff like that. Okay. So this is the very simple and
Mm,
a, yeah. Any question?
yeah. Just to make sure that if 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 I translate, I am not told to French. It would be je ne suis pas grand, right?
Sorry, Dana Sweepa? Grand.
Grand,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Next one. Can you repeat it?
Uh, tu tu n'es
Next.
pas grand.
Yes. Perfect. Next.
Il n'est pas grand.
Perfect.
Uh, elle n'est pas grande.
Perfect. After that?
That T would be silent, right? In
Yes. Yes.
MEST.
Yes.
Then next would be uh,
No.
nu, nu,
No.
nes, na, nu, na, som,
Pa.
pa,
Perfect.
grand. Bronze,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Bronze.
With an S.
Hmm. Then next would be woo, woo,
Na.
how is
Et
it?
pa.
Na,
Wo net pa.
net, okay.
Hmm.
Woo, net, pa, bronze.
Grand.
Grand or S? Would we pronounce
You would
S?
not say grants with an S. It would be ground only.
Okay, 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 okay.
And the last one?
Next is ils, ils, ils. We will say ils only, right?
Ill. It is ill. The pronunciation is
Il,
ill.
ils ne sont pas grands.
Perfect. The last
Elles
one?
ne sont pas grands.
Perfect. So I think you're for the pronunciation part, you're like very close.
But
Generally, first
it's
timers and all, they don't they are not as clear as you are. So that's actually good.
yeah, thanks. But pronunciation it's very confusing. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's
Yes.
sometimes P is silent. Sometimes it's pronouncing. I mean, so
Yeah.
rules
That
are
it
like.
will
Mm,
it will take time, and the rules are kind of exceptions are there. A lot of exceptions are there.
mm, mm,
So
okay.
we will do it together. Don't worry.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the affirmative interrogative, the affirmative part is done. The negative part is done. Now, when I say I am tall, what will be the interrogative part of this sentence in English?
it would be am I tall,
Yeah, am
right?
I tall or why am I tall? It would be
Mm,
that would also be a valid question. But let's
mhm,
stick to very basic one. That is, am I tall?
mhm.
So what you're doing here is you are reversing the order of I am. That becomes am I. So when you say am I, the question is changing to the affirmative sentence is changing to an interrogative sentence, right? When you say you are and when you say are you tall, are you Rahul or are you Indian? So the question here is you are is changing the form and it is becoming are you. He is tall and the interrogative sentence would be is he tall? They are tall. Are they tall? So these are different types of interrogative sentences where you are just reversing the order in English. The same in French, you just reverse the order. Je suis becomes suis je, tu a becomes a tu, il a becomes a til, and a tel. Nous sommes becomes sommes nous, vous êtes becomes êtes-vous, ils sont becomes sont-ils, elles sont becomes sont-elles. You just have reversing the order. Je suis becomes suis-je, tu a becomes a-tu, il a becomes a-til, elle becomes a-tel, nous hommes becomes sommes-nous, vous êtes becomes êtes-vous, ils sont becomes sont-ils, elles sont becomes sont-elles. Here you have to compulsory put a dash. That is the meaning of the interrogative sentence that you have reversed the order. So whenever you put a dash, both of them are pronounced as a single word. In that case, je suis becomes suis je. Okay, so
Okay,
these are the interrogative sentences. So we have affirmative, negative, and interrogative. And remember, all of these are for the verb être only. The rule you understood now that applies to every other verb. The next most important verb is a ir ending verb. Okay, the ir ending verb is uh, one of the verb is avoir. Okay, avoir is means to have. I have money. I have parents. I have child. I have father. I have mother. I have brothers. I have a lot of things. So possession is something that you have. So we'll discuss that. The first one is j'ai a, that is I have. Here what is happening is there is je and then ai. Since only for this e and a are coming together, which should not be the case. That's why the e is truncated only for first person. So it is j'ai a, j'ai a, j'ai a, j'ai a. J'ai a is I have. Tu as, as is you have. Il a and ella is he has or she has. Nous avons is we have. Vous avez is you have. Ils ont is they have, and elles ont is they have. Okay, so these two you have to remember by heart, the verb être and the verb avoir. For first person here, it is AI. The second person singular, AS. For third person singular masculine, A. For third person singular feminine, A. For first person plural, nous, it is avons, AVONS. For second person plural, vous is avez, AVEZ. And for third person masculine plural, that is ILS, it is ONT. And that is same for third person plural and a feminine, that is else, ELLES. The our form is have form is ONT. That means else on, ils on, and else on. All of them means I have, you have, he have, she has, we have, you have, and they have. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
The same for negative. Will not put much time on this because we have learned that to make a sentence in negative, we have to first identify the verb and then place the endings. So that's je n'ai pas, that is je n'ai pas. Here there is E and I ka collusion. That's why E is truncated and there is an apostrophe. That because this verbs, every verb is this verb, every conjugation is starting with an vowel. Everywhere NA is changed to an apostrophe. So it is je n'ai pas, tu n'es pas, il n'est pas, elle n'est pas, nous n'avons pas, vous n'avez pas, ils n'ont pas, and n'ont pas. That is, I don't have, you don't have, he don't have, she don't have, we don't have, they don't have, you don't have, and they don't have. Okay, pas remains same. It's just that for the negative any that is placed before, you also have to check if the verb is starting with a vowel.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Thanks. Now the next part is the er ending verbs. Here what is happening is the verbs, there are lots and lots of verbs: eating, drinking, sleeping, thinking, walking, talking, dancing, liking, hating, stealing, begging, talking, washing, cleaning. All of these are verbs. So a lot of verbs are there in French, but how do we conjugate those sentences is we have to follow some rules. So for that reason, the verbs are divided in different groups. The first group here is the group of verbs which are ending with er. So all of the verbs which are ending with er would automatically fall under this group, the er ending group. And for all of these er ending verb, we conjugate in a very similar way. So for all the er ending verbs, it is same. So the first one here, for example, we have taken is parler. 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 It's this verb is called the infinitive verb. The verb which is ending with er. Parler. That means to speak. But when I'm writing je parle, I speak, I change this er, I remove this er verb in the ending and then just place a e here. So here what is happening is you're just changing the ending. For first person, you are putting a E. For second person, you are putting a ES. For third person, you're putting a E. For for first person plural, you are putting an ONS. For second person plural, you are putting the EZ. And for third person plural, you are putting a ENT instead of ER in the last. So when I say I speak, you speak, he speaks, she speaks, if you closely observe, the verb speak, which is the main verb, is same throughout, irrespective of I speak or they speak. The spelling is same, but in French they change according to the person. So it's parler, it's a er ending verb, but when you conjugate it uh, according to the person here is I, you, he, she, they, we, you. So based on this person's, the verb changes its form in the sense the spelling. So when I say I speak, it is je parle with a E, but when I say we speak, I would say nous parlons, that is ONS. The verb is same, the person changes, the conjugation changes. What is here is the conjugation of the verb parler. What is here is the verb parlons, but that is the conjugation of the verb parler according to the person. So the person here it is no, then it is ONS. If it is who, it is VZ. If it is JA, it is only I. If it is he or she, it is PARLE. So I speak, you speak, he speaks, we speaks, they speak, you speak, and they speak. Clear? So remember this rule applies to all the ER ending verbs. And this is like this list contains if you totally calculate on percentage basis, 70% of the verbs will be covered in ER ending verbs. So if you remember the rule, now you can conjugate any sentence given the infinitive form of the verb. Okay. Now when I say you, can you make a sentence uh, and type that in the chat box which says we speak French. So would you be able to do that? Now that you
Mm,
know parler is
mm, yeah, let me try.
right.
You speak French, right?
Or we speak French, anything.
Yes. Mm, mm, remember the- What is we?
We
Mm,
is
no, okay. Yes. Mm, Parliament. Yes. Parliament.
yeah, perfect. Nous parlons with a S, but the spelling there is
Okay.
small.
Oh, yeah.
Par.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so now that you know that parler is to speak, you were able to make a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know that if the verb is ending with er, we conjugate it in a particular way. That is,
Mm-hmm.
we change the ending depending on person. So now I can write a sentence which says I speak, you speak, they speak, we speak, you speak, and they he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So the same with negative is you just have to add now and pa around the verb. And
Yeah.
now I don't speak Tamil, so I don't say. I would say je ne parle pas Tamil. And if I don't speak Malayali, I would say je ne parle pas Malayali. Now I
Mhm.
am able to make a sentence using the verb parler. It's just that now you have to just remember what is the verb for speaking. And
Mhm.
now once you know it is parler, it is ending with er. Now you can conjugate the sentences in all the six forms. That is I, you, he or she, we, you, and they. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Now you can make a
One, uh, how do we pronounce the last one? Parlent.
parlor.
Parlo. Okay.
Just add this, the just for your understanding, I gave you like this. There's no space here.
Uh-huh. Yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes, yes.
parlor. You don't pronounce the T. So just
See.
remove the word T here. Now the
Mhm.
pronunciation is parlor.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So yeah. So now you can make a affirmative sentence, you can make a negative sentence, and you can make a interrogative sentence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll look at the interrogative parts later on.
Mhm.
Uh, this is the interrogative for avoir and et. And before that, I would want to show you some verbs. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
These are all the most important verbs. Suppose
Mhm.
when you look at the English vocabulary or English grammar, you have a lot of verbs. Suppose there are about 200, 300 verbs, and based on the frequency of the verbs that come, you mark them as highly frequent verbs. Similar way, in French also you have a lot of verbs which are used very often and very a lot of times. So these are highly frequent verbs, and even in that we had tried to list down the list of verbs which are all of them are ending with er. So now with that one rule, parler ka rule, you can make all of these verbs, and using all of these verbs you can make six sentences each. When I tell you ferme is to close, then you can make a sentence saying I close, you close, he close or she close, we close, you close, and they close. You can make all the six sentences. Again, now in affirmative, and when I say negative, you would also now you will be able to write six sentences in negative. That is, I don't close, you don't close, he don't close, she don't close. And the interrogative part is, do I close, or I am closed, or you are not closed, or are you closed? So now you can make three sentences from the six sentences for interrogative also. So now with this one verb, fermer, that means to close, you can make six affirmative sentences, six negative sentences, six interrogative sentences. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So, okay. So now these are the list of verbs. I'll just repeat the words. Fermer is to close. Chanter is to sing. Aimer is to like or to love. Arriver is to arrive. Chercher is to search. Commencer is to comment. Danser is to dance. Demander is to ask. Détester is to hate. Donor is to give, like a donor, and a receiver in English. That word is coming from this. Donor is to give. So I donate money, I give money. Écouter is to hear. Écouter. Écouter, to hear. Étudier is to study. Manger is to eat. And nager is to swim. Penser is to think. And porter is similar to porter. Porter is the one who carries luggage. So porte is to carry. Regarde is to look. I look at the bird. I look at you. We look at them. They look at us. All those things. Rêver is to dream. I dreamt of a car today. I dreamt of the classroom. I dreamt of the we dreamt of Canada today. Something like that. You can make six sentences out of it. True way is to find. True way. True way is to find. Visite is to visit. Voler is to steal. Adore is to adore. Habite is to live. The word habitat is coming from this word habitate. Habitat is a place where you find a particular creature, where all the creatures live. So the habitate is the verb to live. Jouer is to play. Montraire is to climb. Goûter, goûter is to taste. Laver is to clean. Parler, you have seen, to speak. And marcher is to walk. Marcher, walk. So all of these, remember, are verbs which are ending with er. All of them, they follow the same rule that you used for parler, both for interrogative, affirmative, and negative sentence. Okay?
Okay, yeah. Doubt here, like here the R is silent in everything, right? Like ferme,
Yes.
chante, right? Last R is silent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For any word, generally when you pronounce,
Uh-huh.
the last, generally what happens is they start with a high pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose this
Mm-hmm.
word ferme.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, fair is like a high pitch, and then
Mm-hmm.
they quickly drop that, and before the word ends, it is zero. So it's
Oh,
fair may.
okay.
That R is not pronounced. So this is
Okay.
the general way of pronunciation in French.
Mm-hmm.
Fair mer. The
Mm-hmm.
R is very silent. So
Okay.
all you hear is ferme.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And R is pronounced as R only, right?
Uh, if you pronounce that single word R, it is R.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Then when it is putting them in a sentence,
Mm-hmm.
they combine together and form a verb. Like here, it's arrive,
Mm-hmm.
arrive,
Mm-hmm.
arrive,
Mm-hmm.
arrive. So the R is not there, it is air, arrive
Okay.
twice.
Okay. Yeah,
So the
because why I'm asking is like I've heard that Paris is pronounced as Paris in over there. So that's
yeah,
why I asked. So
Paris, we call it Paris, but the local people they say it Paris. P-A-R-I, that's it.
Paris, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh. It's not Paris, right? It's Paris. Ra.
Paris. Yeah, Paris.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like when I say in my introduction, I say I lived in Paris. I would say j'habite à
Mm-hmm.
Paris. Is
Okay.
habite is the verb here that is
Mm-hmm.
live. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
I live in Paris. Je
Okay.
habite à Paris.
Okay.
Paris is
Mm-hmm.
Paris. I don't pronounce the
Mm-hmm.
S.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. This I think we have seen. We just have to reverse the form. Je suis becomes suis je, and same for avoir. Je a becomes a je. Tu a becomes a tu. Illa and ella becomes atil. Here you add an extra t. This is not there in the affirmative sentence, but it is there in the interrogative sentence. Only for this two. Atil and atel. Il a becomes atil and el a becomes atel. Nous avons becomes avons-nous. Vous avez becomes avez-vous. Ils ont becomes ont-ils. Else ont becomes ont-elles. That is the reverse form. That's the interrogative form of avoir. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The colors did we do? You are aware of it, Sashina? The colors. I think what Asha we completed it for you, but
I'm not aware of
no, right?
colors.
Okay. Right. Okay. So when I talk about colors, the same colors are there in French, but the spelling changes. So yellow here is called jaune. Have you ever heard of this term called jaundice?
Yes.
Jaundice is
Yes.
also
Yeah.
called a
It's a
yellow
disease.
fever.
Yeah.
It's also called a yellow fever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that jaune is coming from this word called jaundice word is coming from jaune. Okay. So jaune is yellow. Rose is pink. Rose is not red, it is pink. Rouge is red. Blue is blur. That is BLUE changed to BLEU. Where is green? Green is grey. Noir is red. Violet is violet. White is blanche. White is blanche. Orange, maroon are same because these are relatively new colors that have come in. Magenta, peach, whatever the latest colors that you know, they all are same in all the languages. That's English and French. So the only ones which you have to remember is the three main colors that is red, blue, and green. Rouge, bleu, vert. Black is noir, grey is gris, and white is blanc. And apart from that, you have jaune that is yellow, a rose is a pink. And now the most important thing is when you talk about colors, when I say I have a yellow shirt, yellow is YELLOW, and shirt is a shirt. And now suppose you say I have a yellow skirt, yellow remains same, be it a shirt, be it a skirt, because in English, a shirt and a skirt, they don't have a gender. But in French, since you have gender for everything, you have a gender for shirt and you have a gender for skirt. Okay, so the color also they change according to the possessor. That is, if I say I have a yellow shirt, that yellow should agree with the shirt. And when I say I have a yellow skirt, that yellow has to agree with the skirt. If the skirt is feminine, it has to change. If it is a masculine, it has to change. And if it is something which is plural, it has to change. Okay. So jeune is with an E here. And when I'm talking about feminine, jeune is same with a E. But for plural, we add an extra S for both this one and this one here. Now the second one, rose, it is ending with E. So for masculine and feminine, it is same, and for plural, it is same. Red rouge is ending with E. That's why for masculine and feminine, it is same. For plural also, you just have to add an extra S. Okay. Now coming to the blue. Blue is masculine, which is not ending with E. So for a masculine, that is a blue. Here, Kaye is a notebook. When I say blue notebook, this is BLEU. But when I say a blue trouser, it is a BLU, a BLEUE. That is, you have to add an extra E because the trouser here is a feminine. Now, same with plural. If it is a masculine plural, you just add an extra S here. If it is a feminine plural, you add an extra E and a S. Here, where
Yes.
where is without a E, but for feminine you add an extra E. For plural, for both masculine plural, feminine plural, you add an extra S. And for feminine plural, you add an extra E and a S. Okay. Grease with the E for feminine and S, it is already there. You need not add an extra S here, but here it is E and a S. Noir without the E, if it is a feminine, you add an extra E. And for plural both, you add an extra S to this. For E feminine plural, you add an extra E and a S. Violet is same. It is just that for feminine, you add an extra T and a T, E, only for violet. For plural form, it is again just add an extra S to it. Violet here, add an extra S. Feminine plural, add an extra S to this. Blanche is white. But in case of a feminine, you add an extra H and a E. Blanche. And same for plural, you just have to add an extra S. Clear with this? Colors.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we are somewhere around 12:15. So we will take a 15 minutes gap and we will come back at 12:30 and then we will look at further. Is that fine?
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. So have a 15 minutes break. We'll come back at
Yeah.
12:30.
Okay.